Everybody, we're going to call things to order today. In accordance with the Freedom of Information Act, notice of this meeting's date, time, location, and agenda was posted outside the main entrance of the Greenwood County Courthouse and the Greenwood County Library. The agenda was sent to the Index Journal, to local radio stations, and was posted on the Greenwood County website calendar. Discussion of the 2024 capital project sales tax submissions and recommendations. Well, I mean, we need that part. We are now in session.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Before we went into the final four categories, I thought just for planning purposes, it'd be a good idea to finish the four other categories today like we did for economic development, get all those lined up, and then allow the committee clerk, county clerk to assemble all that information for us, and then have one more meeting, which we probably need to schedule today for a date and time to have the final meeting where we do a full ranking in terms of who's going to get what, or we'll already have who gets what, but the master list, if you want to call it. So I don't know what your thoughts are on that.
I don't have a problem with that. What your thoughts?
Works for me.
Works for you?
Great.
Okay. Is there a day next week that would work for everyone? Particular day and time? I know the clerk said Tuesdays are best, but I didn't know if there's another day that would be just in case.
On Tuesdays.
The only thing we run into with it not being on Tuesday is that I have to make sure that this room is available any other day except for Tuesday.
Okay, but I just didn't know what everybody
I
else's
just want to make
schedules
sure
were.
we know.
I would recommend we keep it at our standing time, day and time.
I would, I mean, we pretty much got this time
Yeah.
pretty standard in our
Okay.
calendar.
No, fair
right now.
enough.
So
Fair enough.
next
good with
Tuesday,
that.
I know I can't be here. If the stars are aligned, I will be in Columbia at a closing, so that takes precedence.
Okay. Well, I think it'd be good to have everybody. I don't know what Margie's schedule is. Is there an alternative? I know you'd have to check.
I'll just have to check the library when I get
Is there a
back.
better time on Tuesday would work?
Like first
Um,
thing.
Or
I would have to leave by 12.
what about if you can't do it that
Can you
morning?
sacrifice Wednesday?
Can anybody else do it that morning?
I'm available.
Yeah, my Tuesday's clear.
I likely will not be able to come in. It depends on a court case.
What about the court? That's my problem too. I understand. How about like, I don't even know if it's available, but Thursday afternoon? I'm just looking at my own calendar, but I don't know when everybody else, just in case we can't make Tuesday happen.
I would have to be out by 4.
Okay, if we started at 1, I would think we'd be out by 4.
I'm good with Thursday at 1.
Okay.
Yeah, Tuesday, me too.
And
Okay,
Steve?
I'm good Thursday. So, how quickly do you think you can find out who's available?
I can find out as soon as this meeting's over. I'll go over there and ask them in
Okay.
reservations, and then I can confirm it.
That's the 30th.
Sounds good.
I can't now, but
Thursday is
this
the 30th.
Yeah.
All right, now hold up.
Is that-
Yeah, I was hoping, yeah, that was probably one.
Thursday.
Yeah, just
Thursday this week or Thursday
Just
next?
give
next
it-
week.
Next week.
That gives her time to accumulate all the info.
30th.
Okay.
Just give her a minute, she's gonna go check on availability
Okay.
of the building.
So Thursday.
I don't know yet. I'll know Thursday probably.
Okay.
But it's better than Tuesday, potentially? You said it's a court case?
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that.
You'll know Thursday the 23rd or Thursday the 30th.
Hopefully I'll know on Tuesday, Wednesday, if I need to be in court again on Thursday.
Okay. Do we need to?
She's gonna go check on
She's gonna go check on
availability.
that?
Just,
Calls until she's back.
Just give her a minute.
Okay.
And he's a holiday.
Yeah, Monday is Memorial Day.
And call.
What's that, Steve?
Y'all close.
But Monday's a holiday.
Monday's holiday.
Yeah.
Wednesday.
State. Yeah, pick my day.
And the 29th.
I want to see what she has.
Wednesday.
We were gonna do
Still
it.
court.
I think,
Still court.
I think she's, I think we're just gonna do it Thursday at 1
I
next
think
week.
so, or the other four categories.
Yeah, which ones did we get?
We did the first one on.
Yeah.
We did the first
We
one.
did economic development.
So, and then honestly, Margie didn't give us her numbers anyway, and really rankings don't. No, she did ranking, I'm sorry, their numbers, so that'll help some.
Yeah.
Did you give them a copy of this? Steve, pass this.
Yeah.
And put that together, that's great.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Who did that?
the realty lady,
This young lady right here?
Ann kind of provided us a summary of what we were talking about the last meeting in terms of ranking the projects. And so we'll just continue to go down through the remaining 4 projects and finish to decide.
On Thursday afternoon is good at 2, around 2 and after. So they're booked
We'll
from
move
10
it
to 2.
2, okay.
I'm gonna shoot for 2 o'clock,
Thank you very much, we think.
so Thursday at 2.
So it's Thursday the 30th at 2 p.m.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. And I'll confirm it if we might have to move it to 2:30, depending on her final answer to me.
Well, to the business at hand, if there's nothing else. We are gathered here today to continue ranking the projects, and, you know, the movement goes down to infrastructure and, infrastructure, parks and recreation, public safety, quality of life. And, unless somebody wants to choose to skip around, we'll start with infrastructure, and
So we're gonna call them out like we did last time?
So how did we do that last time?
You pulled up each person's and we read off our choosing and you marked it.
We have all that.
You have all that, I got,
right.
yeah, you've got all that.
Yeah, we did that out.
And actually, this right here, so you can share with me, this actually has the rank.
I got one.
Okay, you did.
Yeah.
Yes, I think we just sort of look down, like, just for example, the first one on the list, 96 CPW wastewater plant. I mean, it's got the rankings we looked, and for instance, in this case, there's 5.
Everybody's ranked.
Yeah, it looks like, yeah, we've got
Here's each individual.
a large amount of, or have it ranked number 1. And then a couple people had it ranked otherwise.
Yeah, you're right. That would be, yeah, can you make copies? We can make copies for us. I
Okay.
think we can do that, and, all this stuff.
Yeah.
I've since changed my mind on a few of them.
Okay, is that one? Yeah, I don't know if y'all heard, Steve said he changed his mind on a few, but we can handle that, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
We just gotta agree on the ranking, right?
Right.
So we're not, I thought I understood we were to rank them 1 through,
25.
Right.
30.
That's what we're gonna do at the next
at the
meeting.
next meeting.
Yeah, we're just trying to get the subcommittees in.
Categorical ranking right now.
You're just ranking all the infrastructure projects against each other, not against the full group.
So we just need to start agreeing on,
Well, I think Ann has already pretty much done the heavy lifting.
Yeah, she did great. This form's great, yeah.
Yeah.
So again, if the first one's, I mean, I'm not trying to steal Steve's thunder down there, but it's
No thunder.
pretty strongly, looks like number 1 to me.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yep.
then when Susan gets back, we'll just confirm all these with y'all and then rank them and we'll move on.
okay?
I assume the tally column, is that just kind of an average? What, that last column?
Yes. It's which one got the most numbers.
Oh, okay.
Is that yours?
I think
I
they've got,
have
I think they've got,
Oh, they got one.
Steve needs one. We
Yeah, a
just
couple people
copied it.
didn't have one.
And the rest of us do, she got one. We all need one.
Too bad. Thank you.
Okay.
So beginning with infrastructure, based on the conversations that we had at our last meeting and the tallies that have been put forth for us, I'm just gonna read what it looks like based on the numbers that we have here. 96 CPW currently, if there's no change, would rank 1. Greenwood County Courthouse would rank 2. City of Greenwood Shop and Maintenance, 3. Greenwood Public Works, 4. Ware Shoals Sewer Project, 5. The Greenwood CPW Utility Relocation, 6. The Greenwood County Water Lines, 7. You know, I'm calling these out, but of course, you know, Gatewood Property Owners Association, Skippers Marine and Camp would be 8 and 9.
Well, let's, we'll just get them all to agree that that's,
Yeah,
that's,
that-
and then let's move on.
Yeah, I make a motion to use that as the ranking system, not how much anybody's getting.
Second.
We got a motion, we got a second, so moved. All in favor?
Okay. Okay. They gotta just read these back for Susan, so she'll have them. All right,
Okay.
Susan, in order. So, from the top down. 96 CPW will be 1. Greenwood County Shop and Maintenance would be 3. Greenwood County Public Works would be 4. Ware Shoals Sewer Project would be 5. Greenwood County Courthouse would be 2. Greenwood CPW Utility Location, 6. Greenwood County Water Line, 7. Gatewood POA, 8. Skippers Marine, 9. That's what it is.
Got it. Thank you.
On to Parks and Recreation. Town of Ware Shoals, 1. West Cambridge Park, 2. Grace Street Park, 3. Parks and Rec Facility Improvement, 4. Greenwood County Indoor Facility, 5. County Bank Fields Facility Upgrade, 6. And Lakeland's YMCA Water Park, 7.
We can read this from the kind of top down to make sure we're all in agreement.
Okay. Okay, Town of Ware Shoals, 1. West Cambridge Park, 2. Grace Street Park, 3. County Bank Fields Facility Upgrade, 6. Parks and Rec Facility Improvement, 4. Greenwood County Indoor Facility, 5. And Lakeland's YMCA Water Park, 7.
I mean, those numbers are what they are, they're the average, and it's
Yeah,
not a,
yes.
but that part's, I mean, it's nothing.
So is there any discussion needed on
I
that category?
think the question would be, would anybody like to argue for something other than what it is?
I mean, I've already made, I don't agree with that, but that's the average, so therefore, I mean, like I said, it is what it is.
Make a motion that we accept Parks and Rec order as stated.
A second.
We have a motion to accept it. Second. All in favor? So moved. Next category, public safety. Greenwood Fire Master Plan, 1. Public Safety Training Center Phase 2, 2. Renovation of City of Greenwood Fire Station, 3. Greenwood County Detention Center Sheriff, 5. Bell Reeve Fire Hydrant, 5. Lakeview Elementary Sidewalk, 6. Replacement of existing street lights, 7. Now, we've got 2 5s here.
Is it just your list?
Looks like both the detention center and Bell Reeve each received 2 4s.
Bill Reed's got 4 or 5 though,
Yeah,
versus 3 for the detention center. Got a 6. I think if you do the math, Bill Reed's gonna be slightly higher, I believe.
It looks like Bell Reeve would
fall at 4.
fall at 4.
Since I did not have a number there,
Yeah, my column's messed up, but it doesn't change the numbers. Like whatever
Right.
you have listed, I didn't have that.
okay, under yours,
Yeah, I didn't rank all of them.
okay, I got mine from the list that Susan sent out.
No, we're good. It doesn't change anything. Like, for instance, I'm just saying, like, that I don't think it can be seen on here, but that list you gave, like, this form says I ranked the master fire plan 6. I actually had it as 1.
Okay.
So I don't know.
But again, that doesn't change the
It
average.
doesn't. And neither the next one, 2 or 3. So I didn't rank some of them.
Is it appropriate to say then that Bell Reeve falls at 4, whereas the detention center falls at 5, Lakeview falls at 6, streetlights at 7?
If I need to rank it to break the tie, because it doesn't show that I mean,
I think the math works out that Bell Reeve is
Right.
slightly better.
okay.
Where do we have the detention center at?
Yeah, I just, again, these numbers on it.
5.
Like, it has me listing Greenwood County Detention Center as 5 and Bell Reeve is 4. I would actually flip that. I
Yeah.
didn't rank those.
Do you
I had
want
it
to
at
change
4
that
also.
really quick?
Yeah, I'd ask that be
Detention
switched.
center be above Bell Reeves. would
And
be
then
my
I didn't rank
suggestion.
Lakeview Elementary side, it doesn't matter though. And then the streetlights, I don't think those are funded anyway.
Aaron, why don't you just,
You want me to re-rank them real quick?
Yeah,
Okay. All right, so I have one, I agree with 1, 2, and 3. Those the first 3 that everybody else has. I have Greenwood Detention Center as 4, and then I didn't rank those other ones. So I don't think it changes anything else, 5, 6, or 7.
so at 4, does that put the detention center 1 above Bell Reeve?
That would be my suggestion.
Yeah, I think.
I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with that. So that would give us Greenwood Fire Master Plan 1, Public Safety Training Center Phase 2, number 2, renovation of City of Greenwood Fire Station 3, and that would move Bell Reeve Fire,
Well, next
No.
is the detention
I mean
center.
Greenwood Detention Center
4.
to 4.
Yes.
Right.
And then 5, 6, 7.
And then 5, 6, 7 as stands.
Yep.
Motion?
I'll make a motion to accept that.
Second?
All in favor? So moved. You need a reading from the top again, Toby?
I think we got it. Got it, Susan?
Yes.
Yeah, I think
You
we
got it,
got it.
Susan?
Are any of the others in quality of life not accurate? Is anybody's just not represented correctly? Okay.
Let me check.
So, quality of life, pretty straightforward on this one. Greenwood Community Theater renovation 1, Federal Building Arts Center renovation 2, Gleams Brewer Auditorium, 3. Phoenix School renovations, 4. Renovations of 96 Railroad Depot, 5. And then with the 96 municipal parking lots is at 7. Upgrades to Jeff May Complex is at 8. We have a tie here, I don't know how much it would change anything anyway, but Cokesbury Historical Renovation, Brick Village, and the 96 Mill Village stormwater issues are, we have a 9th place tie there, so is there anything we need to do there differently?
I mean, we probably want to break the tie. I would suggest, I have no connection to either one of those, but I feel like the stormwater issues would be a much bigger public impact than Cokesbury renovation.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree. I happen to personally believe that that's one of the more pressing issues inside of that entire under quality of life. So I would agree with that.
So that would move the stormwater issues up to 8 and
Maybe to 9.
to 9.
Yeah.
And then Cokesbury.
And Cokesbury would be moved up to 8.
10.
10? No, I mean,
But we're missing
Only 9,
6.
you missed a 6.
They're missing 6,
Oh. Yeah.
did I?
where there is no ranking for 6.
Yeah, we only got 9.
Okay.
One is missing and you don't
Should
have
we
number
move up,
6.
I'm just saying, the municipal parking lots to 6, Jeff May to 7, then 96 stormwater issues to 8, and then Cokesbury to 9? Would that make the most sense?
Say that again.
So basically, starting at 7, you move everybody, I say up, but really it's really down, so it'd be instead of 7 at 6, instead of 8 at 7.
Yeah.
And then Cokesbury is 9, because they lost the tiebreaker, and then the 96 Mill Village is 8.
So so the reading would be Greenwood Community Theater, 1, Federal Building, 2, Gleams Brewer Auditorium, 3, Phoenix School renovations, 4, renovations to 96 Railroad Depot, 5, 96 municipal parking lot, 6, 90 Mill Village stormwater issue, 7.
No, I think it'd be
Jeff May, I'm sorry.
6,
Jeff May would be
7.
7.
7, yeah.
96 Mill Village would be 8, and Cokesbury Historical Renovation would be 9.
Yes.
Yes. I make a motion to adopt that list as you just stated.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved.
I had a question. I thought last meeting, and I may have misunderstood, that we ranked economic development, that no, not going back to that, I'm fine with that, but I thought we put numbers beside those. Dollar amounts that we were gonna fund those, I thought. Because I have other numbers written down, and I
We
didn't.
did, I have what economic development did on this new table.
We each suggested what we would do, but I don't know if.
And I thought we took an
I
average.
think you did take an average.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You want
and
me
we
to
ended
read
up for those,
Yeah.
but so,
Sure, no problem.
They're on board.
yeah, it's
Tell me
up
when you're
there.
ready and I'll read them to you.
And the reason I brought that up is because we haven't done that on the others, and I assume we're gonna be doing that shortly.
The first four were basically the recommended amount, so 10 million, Piedmont Tech, Greenwood County, North Industrial is 2565, 475. The South Greenwood is 5923, 900. The Chamber of Commerce is 100,000. And Discover Greenwood House Building is 1,100,000.
And then we said, from my recollection, not to fund the bottom 2 projects.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit bigger.
And if this was part of it, because we're gonna have to get our list out and look at all this and figure out, because we don't, Ann did a great job on the rankings, we don't have one for the, so we're gonna have to get all,
Yeah, there's
everybody's
some
out,
individuals.
I made a
Yeah,
copy
yeah, we're
of
gonna have to
that.
look.
Yeah,
which is fine, we did it last time.
So that obviously changes for those of us who our original recommendations weren't for the full amount. That would, of course, adjust. We should make some, or don't even go back to our original recommendations, or should we adjust them?
These proposed recommendations that we did at the end of the last meeting, I
Right.
think you all deliberated and came to an average.
Okay.
And that was the average, which is pretty much what we're gonna do for the next
Okay.
four,
Okay.
correct?
Yeah, I think what was helpful is these
Yeah.
forms, each sheet printed off everybody's, and we just,
Right.
I kinda like
Got it.
went through it, yeah.
You want these are each individual ones.
So like, I was looking at the first one for 96 CPW, and unless I'm reading this wrong, out of the 6, Margie did not put a number, everybody recommended 2 million.
Okay.
And that one was, had a consensus.
So I guess my question would be, if we go through it in this manner, we're gonna end up at more than, 102. And then, so y'all wanna go through it in this fashion, and then once we determine how far over we are, we go back in and clean that up?
I think that would be,
Okay.
Or, I mean, I think either way, I think we do need to go each category, get that nailed
Okay.
down, and then see where we're at, and then,
make
like,
additional
we'll
cuts.
cross that bridge when we get there,
Got it.
depending on what the number. I think that's a good idea.
I think what you choose to add to your master list is how you probably cut that number.
Right.
Right, so in other words, we have these, we may say, I'm not gonna pick one, but one of these doesn't even make the master list. So there you go.
Or you may say, look, we get to the end and you got $1 million that you don't have a home for.
Yeah.
You may pick something on
Right.
the list that you say,
Yeah,
Okay,
maybe we're gonna add that because we got a slot for it.
yeah.
perfect. I'm good with the 2 million on the 96 wastewater.
Yeah, I think that's,
I'm in agreement with that.
Yeah, I
yeah,
think we
well,
all,
that was good. We want to- And it looks like the same for the next one as well, the city shop maintenance facility.
We have infrastructure.
Five of the 6. And again, Margie didn't give a number, but the 5 who did all said
6 million.
That's 6 million?
Yeah,
Yeah.
We got 2 for 96 CPW, 6 million for the city shop maintenance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Sewer line, 1 million.
Looks like the bridge replacement.
Looks like 4.
Yeah, everybody said 4 on that one. That was another
Mhm.
consistent one.
There's one that said 5, but I mean, the majority clearly said 4.
Yeah.
Those rankings,
Now, this one's a little different. This one,
with the cost.
we got, well, it's pretty, it's got,
I think the majority had a
yeah,
million.
everybody says 1 million. One person said not to fund them. And then, again, Margie didn't vote or put a number, so. So, a million is pretty consistent on the Ware Shoals one.
number 4.
Number 4.
Sewer line.
Sewer line.
Mhm.
Just the 4th project then.
Can you see it a little bit bigger? I made it bigger here. That's fine.
Yeah.
Trying to make it a little bit bigger.
Better, thank you.
And looks like the same on Park Plaza too,
Like five.
slash courthouse.
It was like five is pretty
Yeah, I think
consistent.
everybody, yeah.
Utility relocation. Okay, that's 5 million as well.
5,
It
5.
looks like, yeah.
Yep, everybody on that one too.
And one for the water and gas lines, Old Orange Road. 1 million.
what do you have?
Like five.
Everybody said 1 million except one didn't put a number and then one said 1.849.
If the consensus is 1, I'm good with
Yeah.
that.
Huh?
And then I think the rest of the group didn't put anything else.
I don't think we can by law. I don't think it complies with
With
the,
the, yeah.
per our county attorney's advice, I agree.
So the other two are 0.
Yeah.
Okay. Give her 1 second. If you will all turn around and look at what's on the screen and make sure y'all agree. And I think Mr. Chairman, then we'll call it vote after that.
Can you see it?
Mhm.
The next category. Are we ready to move?
I think he recommended we do a
I
vote.
think we'll take a vote to solidify that one, and we'll move on.
Mr. Chair, I move that we approve the infrastructure allocations as stated.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So moved.
Ready when you
All
are.
right. Okay, Parks and Recreation.
It was like 224, 195. For the first one.
Yes, consensus.
Consensus. 643 for West Cambridge Park.
Yep.
Yep.
We're gonna read.
Unanimous on that one.
434 for Gray Street.
I think I said more, there's two of us said more, I think Leslie and I both said the full 569.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all might want to decide how you want to handle that. You get 4 going one way and 2 going the other.
I think you guys, I think Aaron and I both recommended the full request, whereas the remainder of the committee members' recommendation fell in line with the committee's recommendation.
So it's a 42.
Yes. Yeah, that's a, what is that, $100,000 difference?
Yeah.
So we're gonna do, yeah. We're gonna keep it at 434? No. It's got something up there.
Let's just split the difference.
Is that a recommendation? What was it?
Gray Street.
Yeah, they recommended, the committee did 569,000.
Right, 569.
And then several people, 4 said 434,000. I'm sorry, and I say they recommended, I'm sorry, the amount requested.
That was the committee.
I think that's what they were asked of. I think the committee recommended the 400 whatever thousand.
434.
And then Mrs. Lane and I recommended,
The full amount?
yeah, the full amount that was requested by the application.
And we can bump it up, but we're still gonna have to cut somewhere else to get to our 102. So,
Well, and this is maybe the lowest category or second lowest.
Yeah.
That and economic development are not the big ones. The next one's the biggie.
just go like 490 or something. Split the difference.
What's the split?
I can get a calculator to tell you
Calculator?
the difference, yeah. I can't come up on my own.
There you go.
I don't get to handle money in my house, so. I wouldn't have any clue.
What I came up with, in the middle was 501,500. The average of those two numbers.
501,500.
Is everybody good with that?
I'm good with that.
Yeah, I would support that.
501 what?
500.
I'm gonna offer a motion so we can keep going, okay.
Are y'all good with the, okay.
I am.
You got, what did we say, 501?
500, yep.
500. $1.2 County Bank Fields facility upgrades.
Parks and Rec was number 4.
Yeah.
We're good with 1, 2,
Well,
or are you still talking about that
I
one?
think they're talking about it because it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of the 6 had 0.
Yeah.
But So we're going, okay,
Well,
so
based on, can we,
County Bank
Is it fundable?
Fields was
the
Big question
is what we're on now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, right, I think it was, I recommended 1.2. It looks like, somebody else did too, I thought. Maybe not, may just be me.
No, someone else was, Marty was at 1.8.
do we have a clear
Okay.
on that particular entity?
I know the city owns
I
it.
I think you're asking a legal question, you may want to do that in executive session.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's just go ahead and decide on the amount.
Or
And then we
just
can
decide to
answer that.
skip it and then get your answer and then come out and deal with it.
Yeah.
So table that one.
Yeah, we gotta take them.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Parks and Rec facility improvements.
It looks like everybody, except one, looks like Leslie said full fund and everybody else said 1.3.
There it is. And
Where'd it land?
1.3.
I think there's more room somewhere in here for that, so I'd like to. I'm okay with it for now, but I think there's room for more discussion. on
What
that.
did Margie have it at?
Margie had it at 1.3.
Okay, because the list I have, she doesn't have any at the time, okay. So 5 of the 6, and then Leslie wants us to take a look at that later on, maybe?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Fair.
But for now, 1.3. All right.
And Greenwood County indoor facility. It's set at 15,450.
Yeah, this one's kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
You got 1 at 10, 1 at 15, and the other, those are the 15.4.
I've got 15,450.
Yeah, 15.450 is for 1, 2, 3, 4, and then one's at 15 and one's at 10. So that's the range.
What are those numbers again?
You had 1 at 10, 1 at 15, and then 4 at 15.450.
Majority at 15,450.
Yeah.
Again, I'll say I went at 10 only because we got so much going on, trying to find some money to fund other projects.
You gotta find it somewhere.
I mean, there's a lot going on out there right now at that facility, so. It's pile on. So I don't mind telling you, I said 10. I'll go with the average or majority of committee.
So, I'm trying to think, there was another comment made about that, I'm trying to go back to.
On the indoor facility?
I mean, the average, that 10 million brings it down to like the low 14 millions. I mean,
Right.
I may have, I couldn't remember which one was which, but I had 14.3 millions the
Okay, I
average.
thought there was another number, yeah, that's the number that I had, you stated, but. Are we good with 15.4? 15.450?
I'll go with the committee. Again, we're gonna have to strike somewhere else, so
Yeah.
we may come back to that.
Okay, all right,
Okay, 15.450.
if it makes the list.
Yeah. And, I mean, we have the Lakeland Regions YMCA on here, right?
Yeah, I think I was the only one, it looks like, that wanted to fund them.
Right.
And,
And I think that needs to be tabled also for,
For legal discussion?
yes.
Agreed?
I agree.
I agree.
so we're not, okay, gotcha.
So let me recap it.
I
Town
like
West
funding
shows
too.
224, 195. Greater Greenwood Parks and Trails, 643,000. Gray Street Park, 501,500. 501,500. County Bank Fields and facility upgrades, 1.2, pending discussion. The table, pending discussion. Parks and Rec facility improvements, 1.3. And then the Greenwood County indoor facility at 450. And we tabled Lakeland Region YMCA.
For-
What we got? That's what we got.
On the public safety.
We both got them in.
You want to,
I'm
want to
sorry.
vote this as is, or you want to wait till after?
We probably need to wait
I
after.
would recommend, yeah,
Yes.
till we do the
Yes,
other.
I agree.
So we'll come back to that. Moving on to public safety. Greenwood County Fire Service, 31,255,455. Greenwood County Emergency Services, 16,868, 827.
Okay, well, are you just going through?
I'm just going through them.
You just read.
Just reading them. City of Greenwood, that would be the fire station. I'm sorry, you know what, I skipped. The first one, Greenwood County Fire Service, is the implementation of the fire master
Are
plan.
you reading what the requested amounts were, or what the
I'm just doing one at a time.
committee
I'm,
recommended?
did I read the wrong list?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, let me get back to the recommended, hold on a second, I'm sorry. My bad. Greenwood County Fire Service is 31,255, 455 is the recommendation.
And
Can-
yeah, there's several, I mean, I think there's some differences on
Can
this
we
one.
discuss that one?
I think the six of y'all are anywhere between.
There's
like
3 that are close. There's
19 million.
2 that fully funded, 1 that 31,200, so it's like $55,000 less.
Yeah,
And then
and so-
31 million.
And mine's a kind of a departure from everyone else's, I believe.
Steve's lower too.
I'm at 25,522
And I think I've come up since to Steve's number, and I think it's important for us to speak on that,
Yeah.
and I'll share my thoughts
Sure.
and kind of where I'm thinking. Originally, when I was looking through my numbers, I thought phase one and funding phase one fully. If you guys will remember, it was presented to us in 3 different phases.
Yes.
In some additional conversations that I've had, I understand that phase one and phase two are most important, that we have to get those done. Phase 3, I think, was more of a wish list.
Yes.
So I'm of the thinking that, you know, we've got, if Steve and I are at about 25 million,
Yeah, 25, 522, 469 covers phase 1 and 2 completely.
and that would be my recommendation.
And it strikes, what is that, $4 or $5 million off
That's
of their
right.
request.
I'm okay with that.
It gives us some room for some other funding.
What was that final number?
It's
25,522,469 is phase 1 and 2 combined.
And although this is probably for later discussion, possibly next week, I would also recommend ranking those phases as 2 separate projects. So ranking phase 1 separately from phase 2.
Look at that, see if it can be broken.
And I
down.
can go through my thought
Yeah.
process on that,
Okay.
but we can talk about that, I guess, next week.
All right, so we're at what, the 25 million?
So we're at 25, 522, 469.
Yes.
Everybody get it?
We need a motion.
We can need to do the rest of them.
We'll do the rest of them first, okay. So Public Safety Training Center Phase 2.
There's like between 10 and
Yeah, this one's all
16.8 million.
Yeah, we got the recommendation currently at 16, 868, 827.
3 people, what did Margie do?
10.
Okay, so 2 said fully fund, and then we have, what, 13, a 10, 15, and then a 13, so we need to,
So we had, read those again, Aaron?
Yeah,
So we
one,
got-
1 at 10,
yeah, 1 at 10, and then we got 13,
2 at 13,
15.
1 at 15, 2 at the full amount of 16.8.
I'm gonna tell you the average if I can do the math.
Somewhere between 13 and 15,
Should be 14.1.
14.
Okay.
I think.
What number did you get?
I got 14.1.
That's what I think it is too.
14, one on the dot.
14.
14.
Y'all good with that?
I'm good with that.
I'm good with
Just-
that.
Yeah, 14,000.
Phase 2.
14 million.
14 million, 100,000.
I used to deal with these numbers like that. No, not yet. Maybe one. Won't be a regular day.
You're right down here, 14. Okay. Renovation of the City of Greenwood Fire Station.
It looks like everybody was
I
full
think
fund
We all
except
agree
one.
with that 1917,874.
Yeah, everybody was there but one.
Essentially,
And they were close. They were
Yeah.
at 1.9.
not Marty. Marty did 1 flat.
She had to be different, didn't she? And then she didn't come.
Now you come to
No, I
50
can't
position.
pick on her.
Did I say we stick with 1/9?
19.
You want 1 flat or 1
1 9.
1,917,874.
874?
The full request.
Full request.
Got it. All right, then you get into 1, 2, 3. 3, that's the end of their list. Then Steve,
I got more information after the meeting, but, I'll save that. We'll see what everybody else says about the jail.
Yeah.
I got a letter from the sheriff with some itemized stuff after we talked last time.
We'll pass that. We'll get back to that. Do we need to go further? Bell Reeve,
think everybody else said zero.
I think
Is everybody else is at
Yeah,
zero?
this-
I think Bellerive, Lakeview, and
And
streetlights were all
Streetlights, all
zero.
zero.
the
I
only-
think no public good, one of them, they should have called to contact DOT, that's out of our purview. and
Right.
then,
yeah, the only last discrepancy, Mr. Chairman, is Steve and Margie both have 8 million for the jail,
Yes.
and everyone else has 0.
And I would like to continue to talk about that.
And I would amend mine to 8 million as well. Consistency with them, based on the letter and what they said they would do with the money.
Have they made that letter available to everyone?
It was forwarded by Susan, I think that,
Yes.
like after the meeting that
After.
night, yeah,
Okay.
whenever we met last time.
Okay, moving on to quality of life.
Well, what do you want to do?
What do we want to do with?
So we have 3 at 8 million and
3 at
3
8.
at 0 on that. So I think we got, I don't know if that's when we need to table so much, just to figure out.
Right.
So, I mean, do we want to talk through the documents provided by the detention center after last?
You have that one?
I mean, I'm looking at the email from Susan. So there's renovation budget at 34 mil, 34.
Does anyone need her to make copies, or y'all have access to them?
I've got it.
Can I get a copy?
I think we'll copy.
I personally think we need to discuss this with them a little further before we make a decision.
Do we want to have that discussion now, is my question?
I would prefer later.
Yeah.
I think we need to gather more information.
I'm just curious how much more information we're gonna take from them. We're not going back to every other person and saying, hey, give us more information. Do we want more information, or are we gonna go off of what we have? At what point do we say, okay, we've got enough?
Well, the recommendation was for seed money, which they don't have the money to meet the rest of that project for 80 million. So that's setting up failure. The 8 million, he sent it, that thing that you're looking at now, the letter from after we met last time, was more, hey, this is what we would do to repair things. We need a sprinkler, I'm just making up a few of them, but sprinkler
Sure.
system and new locks on the doors, security, whatever. That made more sense to me, because they can actually piecemeal do and use that stuff. You don't need other funding to finish this stuff. But the other one, they're not gonna be able to come up with 64 million extra to finish the 80-something million dollar jail. I don't think giving them seed money is gonna work, but what they're asking for to fix stuff is different. Which is why I amended mine from 0 to 8 million.
Thank you. So at the bottom of this letter, it says that I suggest we set aside this funding as seed money towards a new jail based on previous estimated repair costs exceeds 16 million. I'm not sure I understand that 16 million number.
My understanding is they were gonna set it aside and find funds for the rest of the jail. That's what seed money is, right?
Yeah,
He's
mine-
saying he wants 16 million from us, or he has 16 million?
no,
They want
I
60.
I think what he is referencing, if I remember Chief Brooks' presentation.
That was his
was,
words, Jeff.
Chief Brooks said, give them the 16 million, and then let them use the first monies to determine a feasibility
That's
study.
right, that's
Yes.
right.
Of whether you can repair the building or whether you have to replace it.
Okay,
And then if you can repair it, then you have 15 point something
That's right.
million, you know, the feasibility study minus 16 million minus feasibility study to make repairs. And if you have to replace it, then you have 15 point something million to
Towards that.
start your design, to start moving towards the new one.
and,
That's what I understood in the
Okay.
presentation.
Right,
this-
but I agree, my concern is where they're gonna come up with the other, that's a lot of money.
right,
It's not like it's a $20 million project, they can swing it, that's not even close.
I would tell you that you may want to consider, if you're gonna do this, put it lower in terms of time. So let's just say, for example, this starts in 2025, so it would end in 32. Maybe slot this for like 2030, so it gets funded then. You do your feasibility study, if it comes back and says you have to build a new jail, then you're ramping right up into the next CPST, and the whole next CPST may have to be for your jail.
I mean, I think there's no doubt that our jail has a significant number of issues.
I think we desperately need the feasibility study done. We shouldn't put that on the jail's shoulders to do that. I think it needs to be hired professionally and done properly. Does it stay where it is? Does it get moved? All the different
Does
things.
that comply with this statute though, to do a feasibility study? Would that fit
I
in?
think that's what the
That's my
16 was for.
But I think that number, and maybe I'm wrong, that number was just a recommendation from the committee, or had the committee gone to the sheriff's office and said, how much will a feasibility study cost you? I mean, where did the committee get that 16 million? I understand it was seed money, but
I don't
was it-
think there was any science to it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they pulled that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's a percentage.
We have to sometimes. think
Feasibility
of it.
study is not
It's
gonna
a-
cost them 16 million, we
No.
know that.
It's probably $1 million.
Yeah.
A good one, a
And
real
it
one.
looks like they've already spent, what, 50 grand just to have Colin come in and do conceptual?
Now, do they have in here the cost of professional or licensed consultants? That's a part of the study. Is that anywhere where you're talking about? Or is this a separate cost?
Yeah, this is, they already did, and they had renderings that they showed us in the packet that had like a couple different plans for jails and whatnot. That was 50, I think they already spent that money, that's gone.
Yeah.
So that's not part
Most of what
it.
they've given us are things for their contingencies. I mean, you know, we've got anticipated costs, but the money that they're looking for is not something that's gonna be concrete, that's going,
Yeah, by the time they build it, it's gonna be, who knows how much.
yeah.
I would say let's give them $1 million for a feasibility study and, that's my recommendation.
Say what you, just run that by me again, Toby.
Talking about Chief Brooks's
Yeah.
idea.
Right.
And again, y'all feel free to look at the minutes, but what I recollect from his presentation was their suggestion was give them $16 million. And the first dollars need to be spent on a feasibility study to answer this question. Can the current facility be rehabilitated, or do you have to build a new facility? That's the first question that has to be answered. And if the answer is it can be rehabilitated, then you have 15 point whatever, minus the feasibility, to go towards those
To
repairs.
start that process.
And if it says no, it has to be a new jail, but then you have 15 point whatever million to start the design of the new jail. So the money doesn't get wasted either way. You get a concrete answer to the question of it can be rehabbed or it can't be rehabbed, and then you start towards solving it one way or the other. That was what Chief Brooks' presentation is, as I understood it.
I mean, I voted for 8 million, but I'm perfectly fine going back to the 16, putting it further down in the funding part. So, you know, it gives us time to kind of see where we are on that. So, you know, I can go either way.
I just believe that $16 million, we can't give a single voter at the ballot box a true idea of what that $16 million will pay for. And I can't in good conscience, I can say we're giving them $1 million to conduct a feasibility study, but without a line item budget, much like almost every other person who has a project on this list, much like they gave us, I don't feel comfortable just throwing $16 million at it and not knowing what that 16 is gonna touch.
Do we have their committee's notes?
And I agree.
It makes sense.
Well, I think here's part of the answer.
That 34 million?
Yeah.
34.
Did you get, I don't know if y'all got this.
But this is a repair proposal, or renovation proposal. I assumed this was renovation versus a completely new
Yes.
jail.
So if your question is, what does 15-point-something million buy you,
Half of the renovation.
that's the answer.
Half of this, yeah.
Assuming it can be renovated.
So it
Correct.
could be renovated.
I
That
just-
the recommendation is to renovate.
And
So
it
the recommendation may
really
be not to renovate.
Right.
Where's the rest of the money coming?
Good question.
And they have to,
And then I know you're just throwing out stuff, it could be on the next capital, so well, then the construction costs are way up and that, I mean, then it's just that on the ballot and people, that's gonna be difficult.
I agree, or the county will have to float bonds to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they like me.
not very much at all.
I mean, I see where county's coming from, I see, but I don't think this is solely on the backs of the penny sales tax to get a new jail built. I think other people should have skin in the game. So, but I think 8 million, 6 million, it gets us a little closer to that answer. And we need that true answer. I think everybody's speculating.
Well, and
I'm not against what you're saying. I'm just-
Sure, I think, I appreciate what you said, you don't think it should all fall on capital project sales tax. But I also look at this, if 40% of capital project sales tax dollars are paid for by tourists or people coming into our county, that's an even better deal,
Yeah.
you know, and, you know, let capital project sales tax pay, you know, $600,000 of this feasibility study and let our visitors pay the other $400,000, give them $1 million, do a feasibility study, so they know, can they renovate at 30 million? Or do they have to build a brand new jail at probably 100 million
In 10 years.
in 10
In
years?
10 years.
I can't answer that.
I will obviously, you know, go with the committee on this. I just feel really strongly that we have given this project far more attention and than a lot of others that are probably worked just as hard putting everything together for us. And I'm ready to make a decision and move on from it.
All right, so we got $1 million, couple 8 millions, couple zeros.
What's the split?
What'd Margie do, Aaron?
I don't know, that's.
What's the average?
What's the split?
Yeah, Margie, so 3 of us, Margie, Steve, and I said 8 million, and then we had 3 zeros, and then Leslie has said 1 million for feasibility study.
Listen, I understand the need and its place in our community. And I don't want, you know, I want them to be able to do what's necessary to make a fair assessment of what their needs are going forward. You know, so whatever projections they use to determine what needs to be fixed, what needs to be added, or if something needs to be altogether new. I'm not opposed to amending, you know, my original decision to provide funding. The extent of that funding kind of rests on what's, for lack of a better word, what's tangible. What can they show that, you know, can actually be done with the money? Because if we give them that amount of money, it's sitting there for over the next however many years, as costs escalate, construction costs escalate, and as things generally do. Say we gave them 8 million. How much is 8 million worth by the time they get all the information that they need to identify what it is that they actually need to do? Does that make sense?
It's kind of like hers with the 16 million,
Yeah.
whether it's 8 or 5 or 16, what is that going to be used for?
Well, again, we've got a list that's 34 million in ask.
For repairs.
Yeah.
For repairs. But I don't know what those repairs are.
Well, I'll pass this down if you want to look at that. We'll kind of So they phased it out, renovations? And that's a draft?
But regardless, we need a feasibility study, period.
Yeah. How much is the
Well, you just
feasibility
don't wanna
study?
throw money at that, right? I mean, we give
$1
them
million,
10 million to replace HVAC and
It's a
I
racket.
can't remember what else was
Right.
number one there,
It's
but
insane.
The biggest things first.
you can put a roof on and put in all new HVAC and, I don't know, upgrade your fire sprinkler system. And 10 years from now, somebody's telling you, you gotta tear it all down and build $100 million.
Well, that's the other thing, they may get in there, there's a lot of stuff not up to code, and it's gonna cost even more to get into code, which is part of why we need the feasibility study regardless.
So we know a feasibility study
Isn't it?
is absolutely necessary. That's an absolute.
They'll look at, can it be restored or renovated, and if not, where, how do you do a new one?
And that feasibility study starts at,
Well, we don't know,
we don't know.
but they're not cheap if you do it right.
That's right.
You mentioned $1 million. Is that?
Steve, would you agree that you think for that facility, $1 million would cover a feasibility study?
I'm not opposed, I'm not opposed to the amount. I just.
Well, I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
should have been more clear. I was just thinking about Steve, I think he's been
Are
done
you
some
talking
construction.
about bad Steve?
Yeah, he's done some construction recently, so I'm just picking his brain.
Yeah, it's not cheap, but if you do it right,
Right.
and you gotta hire the right person.
What numbers did you come up with? I mean.
Well, I think we're just
Estimates?
spitballing.
No, we're just trying to see if we, again, I'm back to, any money approved now would help the future, regardless of whether they renovated or built new, so.
Your recommendation is $1 million for the feasibility study?
Correct. And again, I will go with the group, but that's my personal recommendation.
Man, you've been very quiet.
I would go with the feasibility study. At least we would give them an indication that we were serious about what their needs are and to grant them some assistance.
Well, it's now, what do you think, Mr. Chairman? You're
Definitely the feasibility study. And,
I'm talking about, I guess, what amount? You think $1 million or 8 million? Or some other amount? Because here's where I'm going with this, if you.
Okay,
If
help
you,
me.
yeah, there's us that say 8, you got 2 that say 1 million, so I'm putting pressure on you, you're the tiebreaker.
5,
Okay, you're gonna be that guy, but it's not.
But again, I think it's very important that we remember when this starts getting floated in the public, and we're saying feasibility study at $5 million or whatever number you throw out there, feasibility study is not gonna cost $5 million. So we better have a list of other projects that are gonna get done with that $5 million.
And we do have a list, it's just, they'd have to put it in order of what's
Correct.
most important.
So, right, so we could say $5 million towards phase 1 of their conceptual renovation budgets. I mean, if you want to pass this down and let people look at that,
Let me see that.
or whatever your number is.
And leftover money can be given to someone else, to another source,
and I
another
have,
project, if there's any leftover.
It would get, yes, it would go to another project on the list.
Would also be curious to know what of phase 1, for instance, if any, would require any inmates to be rehoused, because that's an additional cost on top of, and I don't know that it would. I see some fire sprinkler work, I'm just throwing things out there to think about.
Right, does it create security issues?
Sure.
and Safety issues, right?
my gut is saying feasibility study.
Okay.
I just,
All right, so the 1 million,
yeah.
all right. Is that the last one on our list that we needed, because the other one, I think we already said,
Yeah.
so. I think since we're a disagreement, I'd make a motion to have a vote on that number, so we have, it sounds like, is it 1 million? What, the 3 of the 5 here, so, is that right? Okay, well, I respect the majority, and so I would make a motion to give $1 million for a feasibility study to the sheriff's department for a new jail, or renovate the jail.
Second?
All in favor? So moved.
Then I'd also make a motion to adopt the recommendations on all 4 of those and in the order that was voted on.
Second.
All in favor? So moved. Where am I?
We're quality of life.
We're at quality of life.
Last one.
Are we sure we're at quality of life? Okay. Greenwood Community Theater. The recommendation is 430. Jail's got me blind now. Let me see these numbers. 430.
Sorry.
This is 437,564.
I think everyone except March was at that number.
Yeah, I think that should be the number with
All
the
right.
big majority.
Renovations to Federal Building, Arts Center, 546,460.
Yeah, everyone but March was at that number.
That's, I think, same on that one.
Renovations of Brewer Auditorium.
I hate to do this to you, but, well, let me get your number first. The number.
The recommendation
They're all
is
over the board.
all over the board. And
Okay.
it's got, what it's saying here is 3 million,
Yeah, well, there's.
but we agreed to one,
There's 1 0,
right?
there's 1, 2, 3 millions.
Just as point of reference, I've spent some time with Gleams. I do support the project, but they have no way of funding the project that's not fully funded.
Mr. Chairman, I've got
Yes.
to go to court somewhere, and I know Mr. Raleigh does as well, or at least I hope not court.
I gotta go to a funeral.
Worse, maybe not worse. But I don't know if it'd be a good time. I know we're in the starting this other one, and I know we talked about doing a master list. If I leave, I'm not trying to hold up the meeting, but then we're down to 4, and there's not a tiebreaker. So I don't want to just leave and y'all have that going on, but I feel like we need to get, because also too, we need to talk to the county attorney about some legal issues, and obviously I'm leaving, so
Okay.
I don't know if that's a good stopping point for now.
Yeah.
I hate to do that, but, and I do have 3 hours blocked off next time, with no court.
Well, I would agree with that. We've got 2 that need to leave, so we need a motion to, what exactly?
I'd say adjourn where we are.
Adjourn
and-
at this
and
point?
know that we're tabling, we're coming back to the county bank fields, the YMCA, and then we've got Gleams all the way down on that list.
Yep.
And can we enter executive session at the beginning of the next meeting, or do we need to do it today?
I think we probably,
I think you might want to wait, because if not, you have 2 hours, and then you leave.
I need to leave at 2:30 for the funeral, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Give me the motion, Aaron.
yeah, so I make a motion to adjourn for the day, knowing that we got to come back and deal with county bank fields, the YMCA, and then from Gleams, which is not in terms of ranking, but it is actually 3rd on the list, down to deal with next time, plus the master list.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor?
All right.
Need a motion to adjourn? All in favor? So moved.
Thank you, guys. I'm